Hi everyone and welcome to the Fellowship Style Stage. My name is Jackie McIntosh and I am going to be your host for this session. And joining me today we have the wonderful Helena Brookes, guest artist for Pulp, Riot. Helena, please tell us, what are you going to be sharing with us today?
Thank you. So today I've done a rainbow panel with white everywhere else, which is a colour that I find people find very hard to get. So I thought I'd showcase exactly what I did and how I created it. And I have used all Pulp Riot colours, and then I'm going to be showing you how to do a finished off shag wave. Fantastic.
Now, I believe you have a video with your techniques ready to talk through with us. So I'm going to put it over to you in the video, Helena.
Fabulous, thank you. So this is where we started off with. She's got a base 8 root, which is not too far off the base where we want to be, so we're lifting it 2 shades. So we want to take it to a level 10. So we're using the Pulp Riot Blonde AF Lightener with 20 vol, and then we're going straight into the roots, and then we're processing it for 50 minutes, and then we'll rinse it off. So that's exactly what we did. My lovely model Hannah, she's got a great base, so it lifted really well. When she came in, I was like, oh my God, she's got roots and it's longer than 8 weeks. I was like, this is not gonna lift. I was like, Hannah, it's gonna lift, isn't it? Like, you're all right. She's like, yeah, my hair's amazing. I'm like, God, hair gods, come on, you've got this. And you know what, it happened and it lifted really well, and we got the white colour that I wanted. So we then used Pulp Riot high speed toners for our main colour all over, which is a permanent colour, in the new shade Platinum Pearl. I use this on a ratio of 1 to 3. So we do 1 part colour, 3 parts peroxide. Okay. So we mix that with 10 vol and put it on the roots and put it straight through to the ends, as you can see here. That's just applying it. So yeah, it left this gorgeous iridescent white pearlescent tone, which I find is very hard to come by if you're trying to create these tones. I feel like I'm so biased towards Pulp Riot because I love it so much, but it's finally gave me exactly what I needed. I do use silver all the time, but this is different. This is hitting the nail on the head differently. So yeah, we'd created that with the toner, and then in the middle we did like a little rectangle panel here, and then we added the autumnal rainbow. I mean, it was very wintry the other day, like as it was getting into it. I know it's just gone September and the sun has come out, but I went for this palette and I just think it was very fitting for the seasonal time. So we went with, this was like, I'm going to call it, it was like a burnt brown, and then we did a yellow, a blue, orange and a deep purple. So I'll go through the colours that I used for that. Okay. There's quite a few going on in there. Okay. So for this shade, this was a green, which was...
Do you want to tilt her head down so the camera's going to put up? There you go.
Let's just brush it in place. Yeah, so this first colour towards the crown was Slither with Countess. That was just to mute the colours, just to make a muted, browny, reddy, earthy, that colour that we wanted, basically. When you're working in like creative mode, you just like, that's definitely going to work. If I do this and this, that's going to be fine. So we did that. We used the semi-permanents for that. And then for the next colour, which was a mustard yellow, we went in with using Sapphire, and then we mixed this purple shade that's at the front, which was Noir, which is our black. We used the Mystic Fog, which is our deep purple. Okay. And then we used yellow in this colour. But then we used this colour and added it into the Sapphire in the yellow just to mute it. So it was like a dirty mustard yellow rather than being a bright, vivid, in-your-face sunflower yellow. We wanted to change it. We wanted to make it autumnal, so that's what we did.
Fantastic.
And then for the blue shade that breaks it all up in the middle, that was a Nemesis, which is our like a denim blue. And we mixed it with our smoke, which is a smoky grey. It's classed as a grey, yeah. And then we've got orange in there as well. So I went for burnt orange, not your bog standard orange. We went burnt orange. So this was Nuclear and the blue that we've got next to the orange. We put that blue into the orange, which was a bit of the Nemesis and the smoke. And then again, going back to the purple, the dark purple was Mystic Fog, Noir and a bit of yellow, just to mix it out. Yeah.
Thank you. You're
welcome.
So now that we've got this amazing colour palette, what are you going to do with us today?
Yeah, so as you can see already, I've done half the head. So if you just turn slightly, I've not brushed her out yet, but she's got extensions in. So once we are finished the colour, what we did the other day, we dried her all off and then we fitted her tape extensions. Okay. So she's got them up to the top of the about an inch down from the crown, and then she's got them towards the sides here on the side of her head. So what I did was, I don't use clips. So I find if I use clips doing finishing work like this, I feel like it'll leave harsh lines in the hair where the clips will sit. So this time I just section with my finger, move it out the way, get it nice and taut, and then put my straighteners through and wave as like a, you put them in vertical, then go horizontal.
Okay.
So that's how we're going to wave it. So I've gone through doing her hair where the extensions are, and then on the top we just did more of a softer one, so it's not really curly on top, so we can leave it slightly undone, a little bit messy, nothing too neat, and nothing too messy either. Like, just so it's Instagram worthy afterwards.
Fantastic.
That's how we want it.
And because you're applying a heat appliance, what kind of products would you use to prep?
So beforehand, washed it in really cold water because we want the colour to last as long as possible. We don't want any of the colours running into each other, especially when they're like opposite colours.
Okay.
We don't want none of that running in. If you've got the blue and the yellow next to each other, if you wash it in hot water, it's going to run, it's going to go green.
Okay.
So we use Matrix Keep Me Vivid shampoo and conditioner as well.
Okay.
Just to make sure that nothing budges, just keep it there. And then we put some Food for Soft, and then dried it with a paddle brush, nice and smooth, so it's prepped and ready.
Cool. I'll let you crack on.
Thank you. My straighteners on? Yeah. So we're only using straighteners, not using anything else. And we're just going to do this side of the head. So like I said, I don't like to use sectioning clips because it leaves marks. You've just blow dried it smooth. You're not going to want to put marks back in there. That's how I have been taught, and that's how I find it easier to work like that. As long as it's nice and smooth, you're all good. As long as the start has been smoothed properly, you know. It's a breeze from there really, isn't it? So I usually put the straighteners in, smooth the root ever so slightly, just because if I've got any kinks that's happened by the nape of the neck, it just gets rid of it. So I'm taking the section at the bottom and I'm taking the first tape, which should be there, yeah. So we've got our tape just an inch by the nape of the neck, and the hair that follows up to the next tape. So we're just going to pull that down, and that's the area we're going to wave first. Okay.
So are we working from a horizontal or diagonal section?
So it's literally just going straight across.
Okay.
Because the tapes are put in a brickwork layer that all going straight across.
So horizontal.
Yeah. So if you were going to, so if you were going to take them obviously diagonal, the tape's just going to go all
No problem.
everywhere.
And do you find that gives you a better curl foundation, or?
Yeah, so I mean, Hannah's hair naturally is probably to about just past her shoulder here.
Okay.
So we've added it for an extra bit of length, and I do find if you wave in extensions, it's going to hold in the hair a little bit longer. Okay. And obviously I work behind the chair all day, every day, and they're going home, they want this hair to last as long as possible. So if they've got extensions in, they're winning really. They're probably not going to wash their hair for about a week.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going in, and then literally spinning it all the way around, so it's 360, and it comes back out, and we're just pulling it all the way down. And then I kind of loosen off with the tension at the bottom, and then I hold it, don't spin it around my finger or anything, I literally straighten the ends, then I'll spin it around my fingers, because I don't want a super big curl.
Okay.
I don't want nothing too, like something really curly, I don't want it like that, I literally just want a limp wave, that's how I want it. Okay. So like I said, just a little bit undone, nothing too set.
That can be quite difficult sometimes, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially when you're working with extensions, because once you put the heat on it, you've curled it, it kind of wants to stay there, it doesn't want to like fall flat or anything. So again, taking the next section where the extension is as well, and this is another bigger section, so I'm just going to put it into two. It is warm in here, isn't it? Okay, so we're just going to split this section and do it in two. And again, straighten the root slightly, just so we've got no like kinks or flyaways. Pop it in, 360, and all the way down again.
And for somebody that may not be as confident in working with straighteners, especially to curl with, is there a quick tip that you could give them just to give them that confidence to exuberate and kind of do what you're doing?
To start with, you could have a doll's head.
Okay.
So you could get a doll's head, because obviously using heat appliances, you do get pretty nervous, and especially if it stops there in the hair and you go, oh God, the heat's on there, but you don't know what you're doing with your hand, so you won't lose it. You're like, oh, it's just there. So I would say get a doll's head and try it on there, section it how you'd want it, like how I'm saying here. So each inch, just take an inch, halve it. So go horizontal, then go across, halve it that way, and then just pop it in. I would say just practice on a doll's head and then just do it that way. I know when I started doing it, I was just doing it on people's heads and just hoping for the best, but the more you do it, the better it gets. Okay. Like with anything, isn't it? But I know some people like to curl with other appliances, but mine's just always been the straighteners. Done it from day dot, and I've never done anything else. So if I use like curling tongs, I do look at it and go, yeah, not today, we'll pick up the straighteners instead.
It's a case of working with what you used to.
Yeah, kind of. Like some people are confident to go and take other appliances. Like I've used wands in the past, but sometimes you just want a different effect, and I find the wave that I do day in, day out, and I feel like I'm known for this wave now, so I feel like if I change it, I'm like, don't know whose hair that is.
And is this something that you would teach your clients to redo themselves at home?
So they can, but like again, I say, if you can't use the straighteners, don't like try and struggle to do it, or like don't burn your hair, because you know, yeah, come in for a blow dry if you want to. But if they want to if they want to try and do it themselves, I do recommend to use a wand, just because it is slightly easier for the client. And if they've got the straighteners, straighten the ends. Use the wand, straighten the ends. It gives the same kind of effect.
Okay.
So again, taking it horizontal and halving it again, because the sections are getting bigger.
Does it matter what size irons you use? Could you use a larger plate?
You can use the bigger one. So I use GHD, and these are the gold. So they change their names all the time. This is just the gold, I think. So it's the new gold, not the original gold.
Okay.
And you can use the max, which gives a bigger, softer wave, more undone than this one. But yeah, you can use different sizes. I know they've got an even smaller one as well, but that one will probably do more of like a chopstick curl rather than like a wave and stuff. Cool. You could definitely try it, but I would go for this size or the max, whichever you'd feel comfortable with, or whatever you want to try out, really. I'm not opposed to trying things. I feel like with using straighteners as well, it just smooths the cuticle as it goes down as well. I feel like for this look, I just want it to look smoother, make it more Instagram worthy, just put that shine to it. I feel like if I use like a wand or anything, I feel like it doesn't give the shine as much, because it's just sitting there rather than smoothing the whole cuticle down. Do you know?
Yeah.
Makes sense? Makes sense up in here. And then we just get into the top. So this is where the last extensions are, just at the top of the head here. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'll bring it round to the side.
No problem. So, can I just ask, while we're getting you to finish, how did you become an artist for Pulp Riot?
So, I feel like, so I'll go back in the day. I'll start from when I was a little youngster, and what actually got me into hair to start with. So, when I was at school, I used to be more of a rogue, so I'd like to do the things that people told me not to do, so I would go and do it. So, going down the hair road, they'd be like, you know, you can't have bright colours, you can't do this, blah, 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 and I'd be like, don't tell me I can't have bright colours, I'm going to have bright colours. So that was it. That was when it started, the whole love of actually doing vivid colour for hair. So I was doing it on myself, was slightly a little bit rogue, I was alternative. So as I was growing up, I was doing more alternative hair, my friends were alternative. So it's just working out really. I was like, oh yeah, okay, this, maybe naughty has actually worked out. And then in 2019, I think it was 2018 when Pulp Riot came to the UK. And then 2019, they got in contact with me because I was tagging them in the work and stuff, because I just started using the products. Because as soon as I went to the warehouse, I was like, oh my God, Pulp Riot's in the UK. Look at those boxes. The boxes are like amazing because they're alternative. It's like created by a tattoo artist. It looks really cool. I'm like, oh, that's right up my street. So I started using it. I was tagging them in all the work on Instagram, Facebook and everything else on social media. So they did contact me and was like, you know, do you want to come and do a lab with us? It's a really cool day. You get to bring a model and use all the colours under the sun to create some beautiful work. I was like, hell yeah. Yeah, of course I want to do that. Who wouldn't want to do that? So that was 2019. We went up to Leeds. 2 Pulp Riot educators taught us a few techniques. One of them was the shine line and the other one was just doing a prism rainbow. So we learned that and I was like, this is amazing. I was like, I want more. So as soon as they gave me that taster, I was like, I need more. So then I started following them everything and I'm like, what are they doing now? What can I watch? Like, what other platforms are they on? Who else is in this like world? Because I always thought, oh, there's not actually a lot of people that do stuff like we do. So I started connecting with other people and it was really nice because everyone else was doing like what I was doing. I was like, oh, this is actually amazing. I'm so glad it's come to the UK. Well, that's how I started with Pulp Riot. So that was 2019. And then the more time went on, they started to notice more things from me and I felt that was really nice. And I was like, oh, I've worked for this point and like they finally noticed me. So it got to that and then they started asking me to do like little jobs and stuff. So then we was an artist for Pulp Riot. My model with me today is also an artist for Pulp Riot as well. This is Hannah, which is really nice for today actually because she understands what we're doing. So yeah, and then we started doing little jobs, photo shoots, things, this, that and the other. Then COVID hit and then was like put slow on everything. I was like, oh my God, no. I finally got to where I wanted to be and the world shut down. I was like, how am I gonna get past this? But we're a very big online brand.
Yeah.
So we was doing a lot of like lives through Instagram and I think maybe on Facebook as well, but it's mostly Instagram at that point. So we was able to still speak to followers and stuff like that.
Amazing.
And everyone in the hair world. So we're a very big online brand and then we're bringing it all back and we're doing some more face-to-face things. But yeah, that's how I got in originally. So being a rogue got me here.
Brilliant. So kudos to being a rogue.
Thank you. Not a lot of people would say that. Oh dear.
So we're getting to the top now?
Yes, this is the top and then I'll move on to the side. But going on with Pulp Riot, we've got to where we are now and we're having more meetings, we're sorting more things out, and then come next year I should be having my own courses as well within Pulp Riot. So there'll be things for bleaching, so how to pre-lift hair, there'll be some vivid work, high-speed toners, social media, product knowledge, there'll be so much more. So it's been excited because lockdown just did us all dirty, didn't it really?
Sounds like an amazing year for you next year.
Yeah, I'm super excited, super stoked. And we've joined alongside with the American brands as well. So we get to use Redken, L'Oreal, Matrix. Like we're branded with all of those, so that's really cool. Which is actually really exciting because I don't find any other brands really get that choice. And it's going to the rogue side, using other things as well as like, I love Pulp Riot and I get to love everything else as well at the same time, which is really nice. So this is the top area. I don't want it as curled as the rest of it. So we're doing it slightly.
So we're still straightening it at the end?
Yeah, still straightening it at the end.
Okay, cool.
You can probably see when I start to do this area. Let's brush our hair. It's just a little bit bushy there. You all right there, Han?
Yeah.
Fabulous. And I always use a dressing brush that doesn't have bobbles on it. Okay. So a brush with flat tips. If I just show you. So it has no bubbles, it's just all flat, so nothing gets caught, because when you work with extensions, if you're using brushes with little bobbles on the ends, it'll get caught and it'll pull it out. There's nothing worse than if you're going to do that. I do recommend that with clients as well. If they're going to start having extensions, please have an extension brush, because otherwise they're just not going to last. So by the ear, there's no extension here, but I'm just going to split it into two because I don't want these really curly. I just want them softened with a bit of a wave.
I want to turn around the camera so they can have a look.
Yeah.
Let the audience see what you're doing. Do you want to spin around?
Which way?
There you go.
Right, I'm following you.
You follow her, so let everyone see what you're doing.
So we're just going to split it into two, Again, she's got a kink by the ear because while she's been waiting, she's probably like, so we're just going to smooth that out by straightening the root again. And then that's all I want. And then I'm just going to put it in. I'm not going to do too much, we're just going to pull it down. And then straighten the end again. And then just pull it so it's slightly looser.
Amazing.
And then we'll do the same again on this area. Because she's got the shag cut, it's shorter around the face. And if you're going to curl this, it's just going to be even shorter. Yeah. Nobody wants that, do they? It's like, oh God, what have they done? So that one's not even gone in a 360. And that's all we want. We just want a kink in it. And then this is where the extension is. I just noticed the sweat patches again on my clothes. And then the bigger waves are coming with the extensions. So I'm glad that I didn't do these really big around here. We just want some straight bits so it gives it a little bit of texture once it's all down.
The colours are really coming through, can you really see?
It's gorgeous. I mean, I'm absolutely obsessed with this colour before I even get to these colours. I love this so much. I think when I get mine done next time, I'm like, this toner, use this toner.
With these colours and using heat, do you get any bleeding? Or do you have a guard that you put on there to stop the heat from making them bleed?
No, so with the Pulp Riot colours, when you're actually colouring the hair, so you apply them as they are and then leave it for 40 minutes, and once they're left for 40 minutes they're encapsulated in the hair. Once the colour's in there, it's locked. You rinse it in cold water and it doesn't even run with the colour out, so it runs clear because it's all encapsulated in the hair. And when you're using heat appliances, just as anyone would do, just use a heat spray and heat protect beforehand, and that's going to help it. But in due time, if you're going to use heat on your hair with any colour, it's just going to fade, but it doesn't run into each other, which is really good because it's been encapsulated beforehand.
Amazing.
So the job's already done for you, half of it done. And we get into the fun bit. So this is where she's got no extensions as well here. So we're just going to do them slightly looser. And then we'll come to the front and then we'll dress the fringe out as well, because we don't do too much with the fringe. With the fringe, it's already cut into place, and when we dry it, we just literally pop our hand there, blow dry it up so it flicks out ever so slightly, so we get that shag look, and then we put a little clip there and then we keep it there for the whole time being. And she's set, so we don't really put any heat on that area apart from when we blow dry it. And we don't like to use a round brush or anything like that because it makes it boom. So it does the opposite to what we want. Instead of doing this, we want it to do this. So we just do it flat to the head. And then we still straighten the ends, just so it's slightly looser. I feel like when we straighten the ends, it just gives that tension, so it doesn't curl right off. It looks so good already.
Taking that pride, eh?
Yeah. If you can't big yourself up, who can? And then coming to the front, the last area, we don't want to curl too much. Just a little bit of a kink. And that's it really. And then we come into the bit that then connects to the fringe. We just want to flick it out. So we're just going to bend the straighteners rather than do anything too crazy with curling it. So we're just going to match the other side.
So just a little flick to the front,
Just a little flick, yeah.
Nice.
And then you can just use your fingers afterwards just to fan it out slightly. And then we'll use some product in there as well, just to
Cool.
use your fingers in there. But that's the heat process done. And then to dress it out, I like to just spray it with a little bit of hairspray first. So this is the Matrix Freezing Spray for extra volume.
Nice.
We love it. Don't want too much, just a little bit. And then we're going to go in with the Food for Soft. This is also Matrix, it's their little oil. And I love this, it smells so good. It's one of the recent ones I've just come out with. It's made of avocados. So this is another thing, being within the US brands, it's really good because you get to use all these styling products that Pulp don't actually have.
Oh.
So it's great that we get to use other things as well, yeah. Pretty cool. So I'm just going to use my fingers just to run it through to the ends. I just want that undone look. And the colours, even though I've just done that block on the top with the rainbow shades, it actually blends into that light blonde colour perfectly. People probably think, why don't you just put a block like that? It's not going to blend, but then actually when you work it through, it's perfect. And then we just want to mess with the fringe. And then after I've used my hands, I like to go through with my brush as well. Okay. And this makes it more seamless. Especially when you're using extensions and stuff, you just want to brush it out, get that Instagram shot, and then they can mess it up again if they want to. And then we're just going to spray the fringe, and then we're going to take the clip out and then work it.
All right.
Work it.
We're going to start working it.
Oh, actually, I'm going to use dry shampoo first. That's the problem. I'm being a creative person. You don't know what you're going to pick up first. You pick something else up and you go, actually, you know what? Now I'm going to use the other thing first. So this is a little bit of dry shampoo just in the front.
And what will that do for you?
So this gives it just a little bit of dry texture. Okay. So it's not got enough, it's not got like any sticky product or anything. It just helps it like sit there slightly with a little bit of a stiffness to it. And then just spray it with a little bit of spray, not too much. I always do this. I feel like I always waft it out of someone's face. Oh,
they smell lovely. So.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, it does smell nice. Yeah. Put it on the clothes. And then we're just going to take the clip out and it will be sat there. So that clip does wonders actually. It just lets it sit there. Especially if you're doing your makeup and stuff as well. Clip it, move it. And then just work it with your fingers. Probably doesn't help that it's really hot in here. Oh God. So that dry shampoo is actually helping loads.
Colours are really vibrant, it looks lovely.
Thank you. And this is with a cold wash after it's been done because it got done middle of last week. So it's quite nice to see like another cold wash it in. Yeah. So at this point, I would then take the Instagram shot and get it on a white wall, make sure it's all seamless, smooth, and then I'd literally get her up the white wall. I'm like, come on, get up the white wall, and they'll probably, they'll rock it in when they stood there. But that's what I like to do once to get the Instagram shot, especially at the back when it's super smooth. And then maybe buy some natural light and stuff, get the lights there as well, catch the colours, make sure that the pinpoint the places where you want to take the pictures. Yeah. And then afterwards, once I've done all of that, I'll probably get some spray texturizer and I'm like, this is what else you can do this. So I'm going to take a bit of this is the Builder Wax Spray. This is matrix as well. Or matrix. Just a little bit, just to rough it up a little bit. Bring the shag to actual life. Sounds great, doesn't that? We coloured it, started with an inch root, which panicked me slightly, but we did it accomplished. Roots done, so we bleached those with Pulp Riot Blonde AF, 20 volume for 50 minutes, starting with the back and then doing the front afterwards on the top. I did rinse the back off first, let the rest of it process for that 50 minutes, rinse it off too, and then we were left with it being yellow blonde like the inside of a banana. And then after that, we kept it damp, so we coloured the back from the crown to the nape. We did that with Pulp Riot High Speed Toner Platinum Pearl. We did that with 10 volt on a 1:3 ratio, so 1 part colour, 3 parts peroxide. We then also did the front as well, so her fringe was the same. Her fringe was the same. Toner. So that again. So fringe was the same toner as well. And then as we did that, the middle area up here dried. For that we used Pulp Riot semi-permanents, and we went in with making a burnt brownie washed out colour, which was a green and red. The colours were Countess and Slither. Then we went with a contrasting colour next to it, which was yellow. Instead of going for a bright sunflower yellow, we went for a mustard yellow, which was satire and a little bit of the blue mixture, the purple mixture that we've got. So the purple mixture was Noir, which was that black. We've got Mystic Fog, which is the dark purple, and then a little bit of yellow in that mixture as well, just to mute it. But that mixture was put into a little bit of the yellow to mute the yellow out. And then we went with the blue that breaks it all up, which was Smoke and Nemesis, which is a grey and a denim blue together. And then last of all was our burnt orange, which was an orange and a little bit of the blue mixture in it.
Amazing. Can we get you more?
And this is the look, the very autumnal.
Can we get you to give us a nice little spin?
Come on.
Thank you so much.
With added extensions as well for a little bit of length. Then bring it back around the front.
Helena Brookes, thank you so much. Fellowship Style Stage, thanks you. We thank your beautiful model. The finished look is amazing.
Thanks so much.
It's been a real pleasure.
It has been. Thank you so much.